Thanks for visiting Peacock Rug Care's website. My name is Murray Peacock. What we like to do is to give you a couple of tips and tricks on how to take some stains out of your carpets. We've had over the last number of years customers calling in a bit of a panic. And the reason why is that their daughter spilled a can of pop, or they spilled a full cup of coffee in their rug, and what do? And timing is of the greatest essence in order to make that stain not to become permanent. Here's a few ideas I'd like to show you so that you can personally take care of a stain before you need to call a carpet cleaner. Okay, so now here's a rug. This is what they call a hamadan. It's a Persian rug. This is not the best rug to show a demonstration of how to take a coffee stain out, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not demonstrating how to take a stain, how to take this stain out. I'm showing you what we do in order to get that stain out as soon as we can, so it doesn't stay a stain, but it just becomes a spot. Now, I'll give you an example here of, this is a coffee. I spilled a little bit of coffee there before, but the reality is, if you spill a coffee and get it right away, it's pretty easy. And that's what I wanted to show you. Now, I'm just going to put a little more coffee. Now, does difference of coffee make a difference? Well, if you have black coffee, it's there's just a tannic acid, but if you have sugar in it, that'll help to penetrate that coffee even deeper in the carpet. And if you have cream, then you've got some other chemicals in there that need to be cleaned out. So now, what do? We got this stain here. Well, the first thing we want to do is to take a damp rag. Now this is a damp, don't have it soaking wet, but have it damp, put it over top and push down. The important thing is that we don't scrub the carpet. If you scrub the rug, then the fibers will flare on you, and that is permanent. You get that scrub mark, which looks worse than just leaving the stain in there. So just pull it out for a few minutes, and then you notice we actually have some transfer. And then we take a dry cloth after we got that lubricated with some water, and that water also dilutes the stain so that we can get it out easier. Take a dry cloth and just push down on it. And you'll notice that the coffee stain will keep reappearing. Now that will just keep redoing. You might want to put a little more water on it, put the dry rag over top, and that will pull it off. Once you're done then you can take a little bit of cleaner. Do not use carpet cleaner that you buy at the stores or from your carpet cleaner to put on rugs like this. Handmade rugs. These are naturally dyed rugs. Even if they're synthetic dyed, it can pull a color. The pH level in those chemicals are just too high unless you're very specific. You know what how strong that detergent is. Just spray a little bit on and just keep blotting until there's no more transfer. Now, I can see here, if you notice there's a little bit of transfer there, but I'm going to do this one more time just for the sake of demonstration. Watch what happens when I put a little bit too much on. See that? We're getting some bleeding. Now we're getting some dye transfer. What do? You don't want to really go any further because that will pull off the dye. A little bit of dish soap in your water, and that's all you do. The pH is very neutral. It's very safe. If this happens, go back to the water and keep blotting it up. If you find that it looks good and you don't see the stain anymore, perfect. Then what we do is get a little bit of vinegar, just the vinegar that you have in the kitchen, spray it on, and then just blot it out. And what the vinegar will do is, if I push this down really hard, you'll notice there's no transfer. There's a couple of little spots there of red transfer, but nothing like it was on this side. And what the vinegar does, it actually sets the dye. You want to leave that spot on the acid side. If there's some more stain there and you can't get it all out, then what we want to do is put a couple of clean cloths on top of this stain, put a couple of books on this on it, or something a little bit heavy, so you get this cloth gets a good solid contact with the rug, and leave it overnight. Don't lift it up periodically to see if it's working, because there's a electrical bond through the water that's happening. We don't want to break that. And then the next day you'll see that you'll have staining material in your cloth. At that time, if you still see some stain in your carpet, then we highly recommend that you give us a call, and we can give you some further instructions what to do, or we should take care of it from here.